Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1569.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to ask, are stocks in a bubble? Because a lot of people seem to be coming on the television news and financial shows and talking about a bubble forming. Now, from studying bubbles and cycles for a very long time and writing about them, this does have some signs of a bubble beginning to form, but it's definitely not the peak of a bubble or near a peak. I do agree that valuations are stretched, but I also know behind the scenes we're going into a new technology in many different ways. Not only is anything of value being digitized for the future and tokenized, but we also have artificial intelligence increasing productivity. And we're just at the beginning stages of artificial intelligence doing that. In fact, we haven't even really seen measurable results from artificial intelligence investments yet. So I would say rather than being late and at the end of a cycle, which peaks in a bubble, I would say we are still in the early stages and we have a long way to go. Now, CNBC is saying that there are fears that the stock market is currently caught up in an AI bubble that harkens back to the late 1990s, when a feeding frenzy on early internet companies eventually led to the bursting of the dot-com bubble. Many market observers are urging investors to rebalance their portfolios while also acknowledging there could be further upside before the AI rally exhausts itself. So these are the kinds of statements that they're making, but the signs of a bubble are not when everybody is out there cautioning you that we're in a bubble. The sign of a bubble is quite the opposite. At the peak of a bubble, everyone is going to be saying there is no bubble and it's going to go much higher. There won't be people out there warning about a bubble. At the peak of a bubble, virtually everyone will be saying there is no bubble. This is the new way. It will always be like this and it will continue forever. That's the kind of language that you hear at the peak of a bubble. Let's listen to what tech analyst Dan Ives has to say about what's going on with earnings, because ultimately earnings are what drive stock prices. And when companies have higher earnings, their stock valuations can rise. And theoretically, more productivity from investments in AI should allow for higher profitability. Woodbush securities analyst Dan Ives believes technology stocks will have a very strong third quarter earnings season led by big tech names like Microsoft, Alphabet, and Amazon, who've had very robust artificial intelligence enterprise demand in the quarter. He anticipates companies will double down on aggressive initial capital expenditure plans heading into next year. He says, our bullish view is that investors are still not fully appreciating the tidal wave of growth on the horizon from the $3 trillion of spending over the next 3 years coming from enterprise and government spending around AI technology and use cases. We've barely scratched the surface of this fourth industrial revolution, now playing out around the world, led by the big tech stalwarts such as NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Messi of AI Palantir, Meta, Alphabet, and Amazon. Ives believes tech stocks could climb another 7% into the rest of the year. Yeah, I tend to think he is right on target with that. We have barely even begun to see the moves that we're going to see from AI. One of the signs of the bubble that we had in the last tech boom were massive IPOs. And we have yet to see really the mass of AI IPOs happening. That would be one indication that we are near the peak of the bubble, and that has yet to happen. That's just one example of many things that you can point to say we're not quite there yet. And while, yes, I do believe eventually we'll have a bubble, I don't believe we're anywhere near the peak of the bubble at this time. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.